What is going on, everybody? Scott Hogan coming at you here. We're going to talk about JT Shank and how you can make sure you don't have that happen to you when you're hitting your iron. Hey everybody, Scott Hogan coming at you here. So we are here at Stony Creek. We are coming right off of the PGA Championship last weekend, won by Justin Thomas. What a great event. And I wanted to start it off, first off by saying shout out to the PGA of America, because I can be critical of them as a member from times. They did a fantastic job. What a great event. They did a great job setting up the golf course. I know that caused some issues with, like, hey, having some bumpy greens because you're not able to mow it. And I know they would love to have been able to do all that, but I think a really good job by them adjusting to the conditions and just realizing, hey, we can't do some of this stuff because of that. And, not letting themselves become the story in that case. So really good job. It did make for a testing and patience-driven tournament, I think. Also seeing some really good shots, but really good job by them, and we wanted to go over that. And so our champion was Justin Thomas in this event. And so he obviously played really great. I mean, he came out of the harder wave going off late on Thursday, early on Friday, so he caught all of the wind, and then the wind was up Saturday afternoon. It started coming up a little bit on Sunday. He had all of it, all right, and he stuck with it, and he was able to pull off this win in a very exciting playoff over Will Zalatoris, who Will also played great, and I think you're going to see good things from him. But an interesting thing happened on the 6th hole, and JT brought it up in his post-round presser or his interview or whatever. He said he thinks he's probably the first person to win, or that's the first time he's won, hitting a shank in the final round and coming back to win a tournament. And so what happened was, on the 6th hole, he was playing this par 3, which all week was playing downwind, and then over the weekend it actually switched and was playing into the wind. And so what was happening is it was a little bit cooler, and the wind was significant. So what happens when you get that condition is we really have to control the ball flight. Anything that gets ballooning up in the air, it really doesn't matter what club you hit. You know, if I play it for like a 3-club wind and I take 3 more clubs, if I balloon it, I'm still could come up, 40, 50 yards short of my intended target. And we saw that. Tiger hit what looked like a solid iron shot on that hole, and it did that. I know he was hurting, but it did look like he hit it solid, and it came up way short. Rory had one that got right in the wind into the water. It doesn't matter when you're playing in wind like that. It's about controlling the height of your golf ball. So when we saw him get up there, this is one thing I see. When people are trying to hit the ball a little bit lower, there's a common thing that I will see from people when they go to hit the ball lower. So what happened is JT's trying to get up there. He's trying to make sure this ball is staying flat and staying low. And so what happens is he comes back, and he's going to move in, and he's really going to cover the golf ball. That's what he's trying to do, and he's going to keep some loft off the face, and he's going to get this ball to travel and come out low and stay low. Now, that can work. There's another way you can do it, but that is one of the ways that this can work. However, what I'll see people do, and this is what happened in his case, is they'll get up here and they start shifting forward like they're going to hit down on it, get their hands really ahead, start trying to lean the shaft a lot forward. And what happens is they will move in towards their toes. And when you do that, you are now moving in closer to the golf ball, which brings the hosel into play. So that's what JT did there. You can tell because he had kind of like a look like his arms were late coming through. That's because his body got into a position when he got onto his toes, and now what can't happen is I have a hard time opening my body up and keeping space away from the golf ball, and so he gets that shanking hit onto the golf ball. So what would I rather see people do when they are trying to keep the golf ball down? Well, the first one is you have to try and keep your body away from the golf ball. So you really have to feel like your front hip is pushing away from the ball. That's going to do a couple of things. One, it actually brings your angle of attack down. I think this shot's a little bit easier to hit when you try and hit the ball flatter by opening your body as opposed to just mashing down on it. Again, it can work, there's ways to do it, but I just find it a little bit easier and a little less that can go wrong when you start just trying to bring your angle of attack down by opening your body and feeling like you're hitting really level through the golf ball. So that would be something I would say when I see people doing this that they need to try to work on. The other thing that I like when you do it this way is it does promote more of a fade shot. When you are hitting into the wind, if you hit a draw, the wind is going to exaggerate a lot of things. And so there used to be a phrase that Anthony Kim used to say, you know, hey, a fade will into the wind will usually end up in play, but a draw is going to hook off of the planet. And that's pretty true. If I start drawing the ball, I don't want that ball to go off the planet. So I like having that little bit more of an opening feeling because that promotes that club to cut across the ball a little bit, more like a fade shot would work. So as I saw JT do this, again, I think he just got up there. He really tried to hammer on it. He got moving forward, got into that toe, and now he's stuck. And in reality, what he would rather see is something where he goes back, opens up, and now that ball comes out a lot flatter. That ball was pretty low as we're going through, and it can stay flatter that way, and you don't run the risk of getting into the hosel. So that's what happens. He's done it before, not when he's won, but he has done it before, and it does happen from time to time. You just want to be aware of what's going on. And for those of you out there that are trying to lean the shaft forward, get more hands in front, this is something that I think will help you out because when I see people do that, they run into similar issues and it starts causing some contact issues. So make sure you're checking that out as you're going through and trying to work on your swing. So if you have questions about it, please let me know down in the comments below. Also would love to hear your thoughts on the PGA. What did you think of the tournament, the course, the winner, everything? And as always, click that subscribe button. Don't miss out on future videos coming up. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.